Yeah, welcome back to some Firehouse Reasoning. See, tonight we're going to reason about all kind of thing, anything that spring to the mind, but some more direct Firehouse Reasoning, because Firehouse Reasoning is for everyone, you understand? Firehouse Master is the teacher of all, irrespective of who you are, or what religious denomination you want to come from, you understand? Now, like I tell you before, I ain't saying anything new, you know. All this has been spoken before, the truth has been spoken before, but no one listen. It reminds me of a story my grandmother used to say to me when I was a child, you know, when you don't listen. She says, if you can't hear, you are going to feel. So, globally then, as a whole humanity, because we will not hear, we are going to feel. You understand? A similar thing to like some people don't learn until maybe they have a car crash, you know, and suddenly that changes their life, or maybe they have a near-death experience, you know, and this suddenly let them realize the error of their ways. So humanity as a whole, because they will not listen to the truth. Even when you hear it playing, you will not listen to it. So humanity as a whole need a crash. You're going to have a crash, and then this will make you realize that exactly what the Firehouse is telling you is right and correct. You understand? But just telling it to you, man will not listen to reason. You know what I mean? Because you have forces in power or deceitfulness, so they will not listen to what is right. So even though, like I'm telling them now, or they will know in themselves that what I'm saying from the Firehouse is the truth, and that there is only one teacher, and this teacher dwell within all. You understand? Well, I don't know if you realize it. I reckon those who are deceiving you know this. I don't know if the general public know this. And the general public fail to know this because of their behavior. Because of what those above you have set as what I would call your goals in life then. They have deceived you so that you do not know who you are, or understand who you are, or even come close to understand the process of life, or that there is any meaning in life. You understand? But this is a time now where, like I'm saying, because the crash is coming, you know, it's time now to let everyone know. As I think they call it a time of revelation, where everyone should know that, listen, you have the truth within you. Locked within you is your own intelligence. This intelligence is in all of us. But we are being deceived by the ego here, you know, of games and, like I tell you, worshipping others and idolizing others and chasing after false ambition, you know what I mean, and letting people convince you that there is no life apart from this life. Life is endless, and you would know this for real, your own self, if you live the correct way to see it. But you have to live the correct way. So now is the time for us to change our ways. You know what I mean? If we are going to avoid the crash that is coming. You understand what I mean? You have to let go of, like I tell you, these foolish, what you call religious leaders. You know, it would be better now if I deal with what I call religious leader rather than political. Because it's obvious to see the corruption of political leaders. You know, there's a bunch of. But the religious man seems to mask himself a lot more in disguise, because he's hiding behind God. But he's actually hiding not behind the real God, but behind a false God of his own imagination. Some kind of selfish God who give him the order to conquer the earth, you know, and tell him that he was God chosen people on the earth. You know, that kind of God to me sounds sick. You know, how can God create human beings? Yeah, it will be like a father having children and then telling one of the children that this one was his special child. So what about the rest? You can't do that. So we know that these people are not right. They are sick. You know, because they don't claim, like I tell you, the only way to know or understand what is right is to live it. Not to go harping on about Jesus and his disciple and what his disciple did and what his disciple said and what John the Baptist, you know what I mean? None of this is going to let you know the truth. The only thing that is going to let anyone know the truth is when they live correctly. Be you like I say, a Muslim, a Buddhist, a Hindu, a Rasta, whatever. Whatever you want to call yourself. You can be nothing more than a human. And there's only one way that humans can know the truth, is to live correct. Whether you want to call yourself a male human or a female human, it's irrelevant. Because like I tell you, in Firehouse Reasoning, we don't deal with male and female. The truth is not you don't look at the truth and think, is it a man or is it a woman? Truth is truth. So male and female is irrelevant. You know what I mean? And that's why I say we don't idolize people in Firehouse. Because the truth is not a person. You know, the truth, what is right and correct, is not a person. It was actually existing before persons, if you know what I mean. So there is no need for a man who is seeking the truth or desiring the truth to admire a person. You know, we admire the truth, what is right and what is correct. You understand? So it's like it's like I was trying to explain to him. I think I've explained it and reasoned before, but we'll bring it back in again anyway. That in Firehouse, we look at life as a team game. You see, like how people are living here now in competition, and they say, "Oh, this one is better than that one, and he's a great man," and all. Nothing like that go on in Firehouse. Everything is different. Life is a team game. Yeah, and everyone, you know, like how ants live. So what I know is for the team. What I understand is for the team. You understand? So what I'm speaking is for everyone on the planet. You know what I mean? So that we can all play the game and of life, you understand? I understand the play of life. So the Firehouse is for every human being, whether they come from the east, west, north or south, or even beyond this planet as well. Yeah, because the teachings of Firehouse extend to the limits of the universe. Like I tell you, because the spirit is not limited like the mind. And you know the mind, when I say limited, you're dealing with a super thing anyway, but never mind that. But anyway, the teaching of Firehouse, like I'm saying, is not limited to earth. This teaching run the universe. Understand? Anywhere within the universe that you go, this teaching run the universe. You know? Like I tell you before, knowledge is varied, but wisdom is one. You see, so you can have throughout the universe different beings who have different form of technology, super duper. But there is no super duper wisdom beyond the wisdom of the eye. You see what I mean? The eye is the supreme master. This is why we teach the Firehouse teaching in this time. It's like there ain't going to be no more of this worshipping stars, like I say. You know, you see how people, like I tell you, in modern times, you can see it here, how they idolizing people. And saying, oh, they're a star and all this. Well, in the same way, you are idolizing spiritual beings as well, you know, your brother. which is Jesus or Muhammad or the Buddha or Confucius or Lao-Tzu or Socrates or Plato or any great beings that you want to, are you are describing as great beings, you know what I mean? But there was only beings like yourself, you understand? So in Firehouse we don't look at other beings like that, like as ourselves, who come out of the birth passage and say to ourselves that, oh yes, this is a great, and you know, forever going on about how great he was. No, in Firehouse, because in Firehouse you get the understanding that God created all human beings equally and give them full intelligence. If they want it, that is, you know, because some of them might not want it, you know what I mean? You have to choose it, you know, so some choose it. So if a man, any man previously choose to live good and true living good, God show him what was right. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what every human being should have been doing anyway. So there is no need to glorify any man who, as I would say then, set an example of God. He could respect him. He was glorifying him and then turn him into some stars now, like you've done with Jesus. You know, and then you performing all kind of ritual about the blood of Christ and the body of Christ. All that is madness. That ain't got nothing to do. The blood of Christ hasn't got nothing to do with what is right and correct and what is truthful and honest. You know what I mean? If anything, I would say to myself, looking at these people who perform these rituals, that these was the very people who murdered Jesus. Because obviously, as far as I know, he wasn't a church member. So because he wasn't a church member, he must have been speaking against the establishment of the time. So he never set up any church. So it was the church who murdered him. And then you can tell this because they've still got, if I take a knife or somebody take a knife and kill my friend, I wouldn't be taking the knife or the symbol of a knife and put it around my neck. I'll go and make a memorial for him and put the symbol of the knife that killed him on it, for definitely. But here now you can see these people with the cross on them. It's like confusion. You see, so these people are in a state of confusion because they are following Jesus. Jesus is not the truth. Although you don't go and get yourself all worked up. No, he's not. The truth was around before him. Long time. You know? He only come about 2,000 years ago. You know what I mean? And his conscience was dwelling in human beings before he come about. And conscience is the truth. And if he knew anything, conscience teach it to him, because conscience is superior to any man who come out of woman. You don't understand. So I don't know why you idolize these great beings. You know what I mean? That's what I was saying to my friend here. Brethren, it's like Muhammad is a more popular name than God. I say enough kids call Muhammad. But there's not a lot of them call God or truth or honesty. You know what I mean? But they are called Muhammad after another man that come out of woman. So what is this fascination with your brothers? You know, great fascination. You know, so the Firehouse now is coming to clear away all those fascination with another human being, where we will Firehouse will teach everyone or educate everyone that this is a process that can be done by all. You know, intelligence is not for any particular individual. When I say intelligence, I'm on about the intelligence to understand what is right and correct. All of us cannot sing or play drums, I know that, but that is irrelevant to the intelligence that we are talking about. It's only common sense, so we all have common sense. You understand? I say we all can fly an aeroplane or, build a house. But there is one thing that we all can do, is access common sense. So that's all Firehouse is, the access of common sense. You know what I mean? And then common sense will educate you how to live right and correct, or how to dismantle your ego so you don't turn coming back to this egoistic way of living then. Cause we don't want to be too brutal about the ego. You know what I mean? When we're talking about the ego, we're talking about something, like I say, that was instilled in childhood then, in us. So we actually grew up being an ego without realizing that we are an ego. We naturally, all of us end up behaving egoistically to suit our friends and, just chasing after them or having the ambition because we've been programmed this way. What I'm saying is, we are never going to realize this until we honestly analyze our actions, what we are doing at some point in our life. Some people do it quicker. Well, it would be best if you do it quicker now, because this time is more serious. Some people do it later on. But all it is now, when you analyze what you're doing, if you are honest with yourself, you will realize that a lot of what you are doing or you deem to be right is not right, and that you actually knew it even before you analyze yourself proper, but because everyone is this way, you went along. Now, if you want to know what is right and correct, you will analyze yourself properly and make changes to what you know is wrong within your own being. That is how you unravel. I would say you that will be set you on the road to unravel the mysteries of life, or the mysteries of your own being. But if you don't do this process, you are going to remain blind. Your understanding won't open. And a man like me speaking to you is just like literally speaking bullshit. You understand what I mean? That's why I says to myself, just judging by the individual around me, just on the low level here, they don't listen to reason. You understand? They don't listen to reason. They always arguing, oh, you're right, and how do you know, and all this. So they're not going to listen. So if they, and these are friends then. So what about the man with the gun? The tongues. You think he's going to listen to reason? Hence the fact why we'll have to have the crash, because only the crash is going to let him listen. You see what I mean? Because if these people are unarmed and they're not willing to listen to what is right and correct, why would the man who have the gun and the power listen? No, they ain't going to listen. So you will have to like my grandmother used to say, if you cannot hear, then you are going to feel. Because this is just how life works out naturally. So these people then on the planet, as far as I can see it in this time, are going to feel. These people that are running up and down shouting that they want regime change are going to get their regime change. You understand? Because your regime ain't that pretty, my friend. It's not as if you've got a decent regime. You know what I mean? If you had a decent regime, fair enough, and you was an honest man, looking, and you see injustice happening on the planet, and you wanted to correct this injustice, and you was genuinely honest, even I would be in your army. If I don't agree with such thing as an army, but if there was such thing as a righteous army whose intention was to see that justice was carried out, then naturally I would be in your army to change the regime of the unjust. But I know that you are the chief of the unjust man and you need your regime change. But you will not listen to reason, like I'm saying. Hence the fact that you will have to crash, which you must. Because you ain't going to sit down. It's like negotiation, yeah? It's not as if you're going to, the wicked is going to sit down with the righteous, eh? And all the righteous men on the planet, or a few of us gather with the main evil men, yeah? And say to them, brethren, look, what you're doing here is wrong. All these tanks and guns and all these things, you need to dismantle this business. And this is the correct way to live. Then we show them what is right and correct. They ain't going to agree, you know. You know what I mean? You don't think these wicked, evil and wicked men are going to agree to any reason. They are never going to agree to any reason. Hence the fact that they have to crash. You know what I mean? So the fire lion then is not so much appealing to them, because they won't listen to reason. But to those who they have kept in confusion with their ridiculous religion and those things, we are appealing to those brothers then for you to wake up in this time and realize that a wool has been pulled over your eye by these people who are claiming to lead you to heaven, or is promising you heaven. No one cannot promise you heaven. No one cannot lead you to heaven. If you think of the right way as heaven, you can lead yourself to heaven though, by correcting your own actions, by analyzing your own being and being honest with yourself. And like I say, don't be, if you're a bad person, nothing wrong with that. We've all been bad person at some point in our life, due to the environment that we was born in. You know what I mean? We naturally, so that doesn't matter. What you've done, when you done it, how you did it. All that is matter now is for you now in this time to make correction within yourself. Because you ain't going to die. That's what they've told you, like I keep repeating. But we cannot die. We are everlasting beings. I don't swallow some water, Marius. There's no way that any of us, like I tell you, is going to die. They feed these things into your mind. But trust me, we are spirits. Yeah. Our fleshy body is going to die, but your mind then, and like I tell you, what's stored on your memory, the super duper, ain't going to die. You live on. So, nice one, Marius. So there is consequences to your actions. Now, who would you rather believe then, if you had a choice? Your own intelligence, or what the priest and imam and whoever is in temple tell you, those men in robes? Would it not be better to rely on your own intelligence? Well, I think it would be. And I'm telling you that within all human beings is the super intelligence. Well, you put whatever name you want to put on it. God, Allah, Jah. Like I say, I prefer Rastafari. But you can have the inner man, the light, I am. But this intelligence dwell within, like I'm telling you, male and female. No, like I'm telling you, and I have to keep repeating, I don't believe that this is so. I know it is so, because I see the one who has teach me these things. You understand? I have a master. So, when you say you have a master, like how when you want to have a master, you left from here, you go to India, or I don't know where you go. And you go and see somebody there and they say that is your master. Your master is different from you, isn't it? Well, this is the same process. Me and my master is not the same. My master is a super duper, like I tell you, he's a magician. He so happens to be in everyone that move it up on the planet, whether in this time, that time, or any time. So you see, my master I don't know how my master is like that, but I just know that he is the Dan of all Dan. You see what I mean? So because I am taught by this master now himself, that's why I'm saying don't bother worry about Jesus and making up nice about Jesus. You want to know my master? Yeah, that's who you want to be talking about. And my master, I say, go under various names. You'll be more comfortable in yourself if you just think of him as conscience or the vice within. That's who you want to be talking about and making connection with. Not with anything else from outside of yourself. You're making connection with book. I'm not saying like I repeat, you cannot read book, but don't try and make connection with book or with the next man, because the book is not the master and the next man is not the master. The master is within you. So you ask yourself then, you ask yourself, because I ask myself these questions. If the Supreme Master is in me, right, why would I not want to be going and telling people about what Buddha says and what Jesus says, and what Confucius says, and what Lao Tzu says, and what the Bible says, and John the Baptist, and what Muhammad said, and why? If you know the Supreme Master, why would you want to? You would just be saying what the Supreme Master teach you, innit? Why would you want to be going about what this man say this and them man they live long time and they did that and they say this? You would just be saying what the master teach you. If you know the master, or if you make a connection, and like I'm saying, we can all make this connection. So in other words, then you could look at life and say to yourself then, reasonably then, why is not more people speaking like this then? Why don't God teach people to speak like this? Everyone should be able to speak like this because we can. But why are we not doing it? Yeah, this is where I'm saying now you have to check people's action. Because if you are a liar, you can't do it. If you are a hater, racist, greedy, selfish, spiteful, you cannot do it. So we need to look at the reason why we are not all connected, or why some of us could be connected while some are disconnected, are not connected. What is the reason why you are not connected? You have to look within yourself, and there you will find the reason. It's like I say, if you look there and you find the sentiment of hate, then I say you don't like white people, or you don't like Asian people, you don't like black, whatever, you don't like female, you don't like this. Whatever your dislike is, that dislike will most likely be blocking your vision of your eyes getting open. And like I said, there are many things that veil our vision then from understanding what is right. Not least these, like I say, religious lunatics who are performing all manner of rituals. And I am especially disgusted with them, because they are doing it, like I say, under the guise of God, or of leading people to God. But how could you lead people to God when you don't know the way? Because the only way, like I'm telling you, there is only one way to lead anyone to God, and that is to tell them the truth, that they must live good themselves. For the light to open within them, then their own conscience will guide them, because I am the way and the light. no one come to the truth unless they come through I and I. And I would say, because I'm a Rasta, I say, no one come to the truth unless they come through I and I, Rastafari, the living and terrible one that dwell within all human beings. So, we're not bothered if the beings, if you call yourself an Eskimo or, that is irrelevant. Names are irrelevant. You are just beings. And all beings have the I in them. My master. So you know this. So this is what everyone should know, and this is what everyone can know. But because, like I say, mainly and chiefly of these religious lunatics who dazzle people with stars or even the way they dress. Like I say, if you look at the Pope walking stick compared to mine, or any of my walking stick, because I man like walking stick. I've had them since I was 27. I have affinity. But I know my walking stick, them never look as nice as the Pope or the Archbishop of Canterbury. Them man, they look like them have some nice rubies, if not diamond, and their walking stick is, Look, obviously, because I'm not as rich as them. If I was as rich as them, I would decorate up my walking stick as well. Because them man, they loaded, These are loaded beings. You understand? They can afford golden walking stick. I can't. I have to settle for just my little wooden walking stick. But these that you are following, right, that are promising you heaven, trust me, you not see how glorious the robes look. Golden and, on occasion, and how they look nice. But none of these goons, that are masquerading as holy men, they don't know God. Maybe it might take that to maybe some of them in their own lunatical mind might be convinced that, many imagination a while that, we do know, Jesus is really the Son of God, and we are correcting the foolishness that we are doing. But all you idiots, I call you perfect idiots. Not that God created you as idiots, because you're still my brother, even though I call you idiots. Because, we are all one. But because of choice, we can act idiotic. So I'm saying that all you idiot, sometimes I don't know if these, what I call priests, you and higher up in the organization, I don't think you are that idiotic. You must be doing this thing deliberately. Carrying on this false thing. You know it's not true. You know what you're saying is not true. You must know deep in your heart, but yet you carry it on. Is it because of the benefit, the temporary benefit that you are getting, that you should support such idiotic and such stupidity? Because surely you don't believe God could be so stupid. You know what I mean? So, what would happen to someone then who live far away in the jungle? And he never knew nothing about this idiotic ceremony that we have to perform and about God's Son. What would happen to him? He's automatically out of God's creation then. So you can see these little priests, what they're running about. It's only a form of making money and bafflement. But it's also evil because you are deceiving a lot of souls and keeping them in ignorance. And you can see this when that idiot, like I say, the Pope, that stooge for evil, when he come out and his Sunday address or whatever, look how many people are gathered. Not only there, but on television. For what? The time you spend going to Rome or wherever you go would be better spent trying to understand who you are and correcting the type of person you are. Not getting excited when you see some man in some long robe. Think about it. Why should we get excited about another human being? For what reason? You know, why don't you get excited about God? You know, and about what is right. Why don't you go? You should be getting excited, right, about what is right and correct, and what is honest and truthful. But no, you're not getting excited about that. You are getting excited about, see, like maybe the European Championship and footballers, you know. And you're getting excited about how good Spain is, you know. And they are one of the greatest team and all this kind of thing. And then here now you're getting excited about Wimbledon, because you see Andy Murray's going through in Wimbledon and, you know, Serena Williams and whoever else is, you know, getting you excited, and then you're jumping on to the next excitement, which is the Olympics. You know what I mean? So you presently, you know, they are loading you up with all manner of diversion. And why are you getting excited about all that? There's no time being spent trying to find out who you are, or if there is any reason in life, or purpose in life, or why. You know, ask yourself that question, why? Why are we here? You know what I mean? Search out. Now is the time of internet and communication. You can get all manner of information, like I say. Go on your Sky channel and watch Edge TV, Showcase 1 and 2. Lots of information out there that you can see that there is other beings who is seeing the play, what's going on. But it would be easy for you to understand what's going on, whether it's all about all this conspiracy business, if you know who you are. Never mind about conspiracy, because whether conspiracy or not is going on, that's got nothing to do with you really. What you should be really concentrating on is you, who you are. That's where the key is. Once you understand who you are, you will understand who everybody else is, because everybody else is just like you. Like I'm telling you, lunatical human beings who have divided up yourself into races. Yeah, they divide you up into races and convince you that you are a white man. Yeah, that's it. And then convince the other man that he's black, and the other man, and then over a generation it gets set like that. You understand? But we are all spirits. Yeah, like I keep repeating, you're all full of shit. You must think that because your skin is white, that your shit is better than mine, or vice versa, my shit, you know, my shit is better. No, it's all shit. You see? And you are going to die. Death will remove you here. Our colors won't save us when death comes in. How come how come death don't leave one of us until, you know what I mean? It don't seems to be prejudice. You see me? And like I tell you before, when you are asked by the fire lion what color your mind is, go and ask a scientist. They'll never tell you what it is either. And as we're talking about scientists, I just see this as let's say you're a scientist, say they discover some God particle. I forgot what they have some place in Switzerland under the ground there where they collide in whatever particle. And yesterday they was jumping all about, a lot of them say, oh, they discover something there. Yeah, well, whatever they are discovering, you know, it's nothing. Discovering your own self is greater than that. Because at the end of the day, that's what you are here to discover. But they look like they are here to discover how the universe starts, not to understand themselves. And when you don't understand yourself now, you are likely to be caught, like I tell you, by these satanic forces who masquerade. Have you not heard of camouflage? Camouflage. Well, who can camouflage more than the human? Tell you, human beings are expert at camouflage. So you have people camouflaging to you that they are the shepherd of God with the walking stick. They are no shepherd of God. They are the one who are leading people astray. It amazed me how, well, I says to myself, well, you are a teacher of truth, and you know the truth to the fullest. Now, not people tell me this, me saying that to myself, that I know the truth. But then now I'm observing those who are pretenders of knowing the truth. And I'm telling you, one thing with them, they might be pretenders of truth, but they got a lot of following. Yes, man. I reckon the Pope have 1 billion. Even Church of England here, they have loads. All the religion, them, they have lots. And if you go on your Sky Channel, even those are blatantly making money by telling lies. The more lie they tell, the more money they make. And they have big audience listening to them. But you but like say a fire lion like me, you know, you ain't having no big audience listening to me. No, because I am speaking the truth. And no one, it's as if this is not a time of the truth yet. Maybe when you crash and bang your head, you might listen to the truth then. But right now, you have to be talking garbage. You have to be talking the ridiculous. So the ridiculous is ruling and running things. Just like I say, have a look at all these people that you are idolizing. Whether in your black community or white community, you are so-called stars. You know, right now in the visible black now, they are firing at Beyonce, Rihanna, Jay-Z, Kanye West, those kind of stars. The whole lot of them are idiotic human beings and are egoistic beyond what is necessary for their own health. You understand what I mean? So these people are mentally ill, but they are promoted as big star, and you can see their picture in the paper every day. Why are people who are sick mentally being promoted so heavily? Now, it must be, well, the people who are promoting them are the people who have the television, and that means they are mentally sick as well. So they are promoted by sickos. So you get to, when you get to the real depths now, the world is controlled by the sickos. You know what I'm saying? Sick. The depraved. Yeah, the depraved are running things. So that's why you, like I tell you, I will repeat, and anyone can see it with any sense. In your papers, newspapers here in England, every other page is, if it's not a naked woman, it's somebody. A naked breast is somebody in the panties. Or some woman who you can see what she's wearing. Who is doing that? Because to my mind, as a father and a grandfather, that is pedophilic behavior. We should never, ever have responsible human being publishing things like that in a paper. It's not normal. But now, because the people themselves are not normal, they accept it and leave it all about the place. Their children can go in it and say, and it's accepted as normal. But it is not normal. We should be looking at the publishers and be saying to them, brethren, how could you, are you sick? He should be, you know, we should have government. If the government was real, men like them, they couldn't do it because they would have gone to prison. You know what I mean? Those who are making the movies, they are making some very dirty and vile movies. But what do? We give them titles. Give them a Sir MB or something, you know, and give them a star in Hollywood, and everywhere they go, they are feted. And they're telling you what great movies they're making. They're not making any great movies. You ain't making any great movies, and all those, like I say, stars that you give and say, oh, they was great stars, great actors. Well, if anyone did ever know these people, they know these people were sickos. Yeah, when they go on the screen, you see them, they're smiling, but behind the camera, who were they? They never knew who they was, because they had to be acting out idiocy. And all you stars, if any of you stars, you just need one of you to hear this reasoning, then you can go and tell your friend. Say, listen, I've seen somebody who exposes us. We should give up this sick behavior of acting in life, you know. But we've all been led astray then. So let's say egoistic musicians and actors. One time when you're growing up, you have ambition. When you was young, you will never understand the world. We never understand that these things was evil. And that these things will lead to evil consequences. You have to take into account, you know, when I say evil consequences, not this life, you know, but the next life. Your actions that you are doing. Because from Firehouse, you know, we don't speak. When we speak, we are speaking to the depths of our brother's soul, to appeal to them, to the depths of what another brother can appeal to another brother, from the depths of your heart. You understand? Because we're all from the same family. So I'm appealing in this time to beings who are following this egoistic and negative way against what is right and correct, to cease from this behavior, because otherwise you'll have to pay. Why, like I would say, skin teeth, you know what I mean, smile with your friends now. Are you going to be able to skin teeth with your friends later on? You see what I mean? So people need to take life more serious. It's okay now, you're drinking up your champagne and that, and you and your friends are laughing, and you're driving your big Ferrari, and you know, go up, and everywhere you go, people wave at you and that. Like, that's just a fleeting moment in life. That's just, if your eyes was open, you would be amazed what you would think of, that you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't believe that you behave like that. Yeah, you wouldn't, if your eyes open, man, you realize. Because when your eyes open, you will think, how could I do it? But we do things, we are always ignorant when we are in the dark. If you are in the dark, you are ignorant. And every man was in the dark. I was in the dark once. But everyone can come out of the dark as well. There's ways and means of coming out of the dark. We wasn't created to live in darkness. You know? Not without light anyway. You know? Can live in darkness, but we have a light. And this light must be utilized. This is what I'm saying. You have to get to know your own conscience, because that is the light. So that if you ever go then as an example and read a Bible or any book, you read it with conscience will guide you. And then when you read it, will say, yeah, that's right, that's right, that's wrong, that's right. That's how it is the light that is within you. You know, but like I say, these goons, because wherever we are born, there's some form of religion there to grip us. And it's more than likely that when we first attend any religion, it wasn't through our own bidding, but through our parental, because that's where, from tradition, everyone is in that. You know what I mean? So naturally, we've all been gripped by religion. Whatever, if you was born over in the Islamic world, you're born in the Christian world, the Hindu, the Buddhist, or whatever world, you are gripped by religion. And the religion that grip you is not the positive part of the religion, but the negative part, the lunatic part. Yeah, the part where you see churches and mosques and temples and all that. All those are that's the part of religion that don't know. They might make a good money, which is their main motivation, but they definitely do not know anything whatsoever about God. If a man was into, say he was into the church, as an example, a priest. He started off as a priest. If he did find out the truth, through joining the church, he would actually leave the church. Because if he never, once he start to speak the truth, those in the church would have to get rid of him. Because he's going to start to speak against them. You cannot speak against the establishment. You know, they have an organization and you join it. And you must adhere to the rules. But in Firehouse, you don't join. When you know your own conscience, you don't join anybody. So you are free to speak without anyone. Like I say, don't see me and a group of Rastaman moving about. I don't move with a group of Rastaman when I move through England or the earth. I move on my own. I say what I have to say on my own. You understand? My lyrics are my own and I speak what I have to say. Not like the Pope, he can't do that. He's got to read a script because he's elected. I know who elected me to speak. Well, Jah did. You know what I mean? He give me the lyrics to speak, but no human being did it. You understand? So, and I'm trying to explain to all you other human beings as well that this is what you can do. We can all do it. It's no big deal, fantastic about it. All it is like I say, plain and simple like we have it here in England. Honesty is the best of policy. You have to live honest. When you live honest, your eyes open. If you don't live honest, your eyes remain closed. And if your eyes are closed, you will never be able to see that what you are calling your president, prime minister, queen, baron, all your, what you worship as star, are just deluded human beings. Are just what you call it, fat ego who need a needle pushing them to deflate them. And it is this big ego who has bring the world to the state where you will never know now until you get this crash. You know, like when we was smaller, it never happened to me, but I seen it happen. When two kids, say like two brothers wouldn't behave, either the mother or the father would just smash the head together. So your head need banging together here on the planet Earth. Especially, you know, you can't have people like I keep referring back to America. They're going around bullying people and telling them what to do, when to do it, how to do it, building all manner of weapons, flooding the world with weapons for man to kill each other and all these kind of evil business. You know, evil has got so bare face, like I say, that now you can have, like I say, they're calling for the prosecution of Assange. I've even seen some journalists in America saying, oh, he should be executed and all this kind of nonsense. For what? For revealing what is right. You are the one who should be executed, but all you who are calling for this man, like I say, you're going to face your judgment, because he's only another evil man. He's only another being who is sick in the psyche. Could be saying, oh yeah, he should be either shot or hung or given 100 years just because he revealed that the American government are murdering people. You should be looking for the helicopter pilot, but you helicopter pilots, you can't hide because your actions are on your memory. So you can stay there smiling. And all the you goons in the American administration who think you are Justice Department and all that, you are all sickos. Yeah? And you're going down. This is what I'm saying. Your empire is going to fall and crumble. You see what I mean? And death is going to take you away. And you will have to pay for all your deeds, all your evilness that you commit against other human being while you was living on this planet. All of you on this planet I'm talking about, all you dirty little evil men, yeah, that go about the planet. And all you who wish to support evil men as well. Because a man can only die once, you know. So like me, I can only die once. You only kill me once. But you see, all you little dirty evil men, you will pay for the evil that you have committed against your fellow human being, like I'm telling you. Because memory don't miss nothing. So you enjoy your little puffed up evil self. You know what I mean? Before you get your regime change. You're so interested in getting regime change. You should be more interested in when death come for you, like I tell you, where you're going to end up. Because if you think you're going to go in no grave like you would think, and that would be your slate wiped clean, book, forget about it. Ain't nothing like that going to happen, Mr. Evil Man. Why don't you get in touch with it? Why don't you get in touch with those who know the black cards so they can get in touch with the dark side and explain a little more to you about what is going on and where you're going? You know a lot of things. You must know about the black arts then. Why don't you go and perform some? And ask them, where does evil men go when they finish their evil here on this planet? Because maybe you never knew it before, like I said. Cause maybe a firehouse, you've never heard a firehouse teacher, so maybe evil men never know that there was consequences to their evil action. You know, because maybe they never encounter a fire lion before. But now that you encounter one, and I'm telling you that for your little evil, dirty actions that you are carrying out here on the earth, you will have to pay for it. Not only are you going to pay for it, but your little system, the little perverted evil system, is going to crash. You know, like when a car crash. And most of you human beings, like I say, a lot of humans will not listen until something bad happened to them. So maybe you need a dose of badness to happen so that you can realize how shitty and corrupted and evil this system is that man has set up on the planet, and me calling it law and order. And you must now realize that your government, whether here in England, all over Europe, all over the place, is sick and corrupted and evil, and that those who are calling themselves the Americans and all them are some of the most evilest beings on the planet. They are killers, bloodsuckers. Anyway, because someone just come and ring my door saying, we are going to just reload from out of the fire. But I hope you're going to take everything that I've been firing about serious, because this is the time to wake up. And you shall go down in silence. So hear what I'm saying then. I'm going to reload and come back on another reel next time and spit some fire. So right now we're going to reload and fire out from the firehouse. Fade out.